This is your girl, Kimberly Harris. Welcome to the Bitter Greens podcast. Today we're going to talk about what have you done for me lately? Are you the type of person who has an organized calendar? You've color-coded meetings. You can project manage the heck out of your schedule, your kid's schedule, your husband, significant other schedule. You can plan a trip upside down and inside out. Are you that person? Are you the person who, when the world was open, you were on this committee and that committee and you were running from one thing to another? Are you the person that someone calls for every and anything? I need you to watch the kids. Can you run, such and such up the street? Are you the person who they call to run errands? Are you that person? Are you the person that gets it done? Are you the person that you want to figure out things before you ask for assistance? That doesn't mean that you don't have people who are willing and able and eager to help you. You just go the road of let me figure it out by myself and for myself unless I really need help. It's like one of those things where if it doesn't get done by me, it won't get done. Are you one of those people? Are you one of those people? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone. I think maybe a couple of months ago, I was screaming, is there such thing as strong woman syndrome? Like, am I tripping? Like, why do I have to do all of these things myself? Like, why are you trimming the hedges and laying the mulch and getting on a conference call and running the errands and, organizing this and that? Why am I the person, although I find joy in it, some of the things I feel like, okay, dear, you should outsource those things. Okay, dear, why don't you allow somebody to help you? Honey, please let go of the idea that you have to do things right all of the time at 100% the way that it should be done. And while I have not discovered if there is a strong woman syndrome, and if you know anything about it, please let me know, or I can actually develop it because I probably have some of the symptoms associated with that. But I did discover that Dr. Marcia Reynolds, she is a internationally known leadership coach. She wrote a book for women who are constantly searching for something more. She basically did research and looked at high performers and entrepreneurs and basically discovered what she called the burden of greatness. And the book is called Wonder Woman. And so this episode, I'm not going to get super deep on you. It is, very interesting in terms of understanding how we operate. That doesn't mean that you want to reach low. It doesn't mean that you don't want to strive for greatness. It is, about finding a balance and being comfortable in the space that you are, even when you are still, producing and living your life with purpose. It's not you're constantly seeking for the next thing to satisfy you. All that said, the what have you done for me lately came to me like, Kim, what have you done for yourself lately? What have you done for you lately? Now, this doesn't mean that the goals stop, but it certainly does mean that we have to enjoy the fruits of our labor. There is no reason to be high-powered, high-strung, high-performing and not enjoy the fruits of our labor. And I had to take a minute to think about what luxury means for me. When I looked at the dictionary, I looked at Merriam-Webster's dictionary just to see what their definition of luxury is. And the second one, A and B, stuck out to me in Merriam-Webster. The first was something adding to pleasure or comfort, but not absolutely necessary. And the part B to that is an indulgence in something that provides pleasure, satisfaction, or ease. I was so happy that I took the time to read the actual definition because in my head, luxury felt to me that I had to sacrifice responsibility to be extravagant. Felt like I had to be like right on top of that rose, for those of you who know the movie. So it gave me some anxiety that you can't be luxurious and responsible in the same space. And that's not true. We're talking about being satisfied and it brings our life pleasure and ease. And a part of the ease is how or what do I need that will help me along my journey. Keep in mind, we're not talking about basic needs. We're talking about those things that are bonus items that would improve your life in the sense of giving you pleasure, satisfaction, or making your life easier. And I have challenged myself to to take 90 days of adding luxury in my life. And again, these things are not extravagant for me. These are very tangible, within my budget things. One of the things, so I started already, but one of the things that I did for myself, and this sounds funny, but I literally took a walk by myself without my dog. And I had no idea how much of a challenge and a struggle it's been for me to walk with my dog every single day. I walked freely. I was bopping. I was dancing to my music. I was able to speed walk. I was able to slow down. I wasn't pulled by my dog. Didn't have to stop and pick up waste. That was like, oh gosh, I didn't know I missed this. And the other piece of the luxury for me that I decided is taking the luxury to stand in who I am, regardless of how that makes people feel, if that makes them uncomfortable. You know, when you learn different things and you experience different things, sometimes people look at that like, who does she think she is? And an example of that, and it just happened to me recently, we went out to eat social distancing and I ordered a glass of wine. He offered Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio, and Moscato. I wanted the Chardonnay. I asked specifically, hey, is your Chardonnay stainless steel? Was it made in stainless steel or was it made in oak? And he looked at me like, what? You know, and I said, does it have an oaky finish or is it a clean, crisp finish? And it looked like the world stopped. Everybody I was with kind of like, what is she doing? We're at a crab joint, and we are at a crab joint, but you're able to answer questions about the beer and the spirits and all the other things. I can ask you a question about the wine and expect an answer. And if you can't give it to me, that's fine. And what he ended up doing was like, let me let you taste it. And I was thankful for that, but I can do both. I can be at the cookout and drink from a red Solo cup, whatever is in there, soda or otherwise. And I can also ask you how the wine tastes and how it was made, if I know to do that and if my palate has a preference. Very small example, but it's like, I don't need to shrink or be a wallflower because other people feel some kind of way about it. I'm just going to ask the question and keep it moving. That was like when it was small, but like I said, like just standing in who you are and what you know and being okay with that. And then, you know, and I think that's a matter of being multidimensional, not uppity, not bougie, as some people would call it, being multidimensional and being able to do both and being okay and unapologetic about that. So that was a luxury I took as well. And so this episode is to challenge you, and it doesn't have to be mine. Like I said, you know, I plan on purchasing some nice things for myself, all within my budget, and doing things that are no cost, that, you know, add value, that are extras, but I deserve it. You know, we all work hard, and not to enjoy life along the way is sad. And I remember, you know, I'll wrap this up, but I would remember talking to my family earlier this month, and we were talking about how our great grandparents lived very frugal lives, but we had so much love and abundance. I mean, when we had cookouts, we would invite the neighborhood, and with the expectation that we were going to provide all things that you would at a cookout. And so I never realized that we didn't have a lot because we were so blessed and full of abundance as it related to the love and the things that were provided to us. And so for them to do a very large amount with such a small budget or paycheck, and we felt like the memories are everlasting, and we tell those stories over and over again. That really is what life is about. Again, I challenge you, if you feel compelled to, and I'll probably update you guys as well. I think I'm going to start recording some of the adventures and small things that I decide to do to add the luxury in my life on my Instagram page. So feel free to drop some things that you've done or you plan on doing, or, you know, just comment on the things that I've been doing in terms of adding luxury into my life so I can enjoy the journey. Thank you guys for joining me this week. If you like the podcast, please follow me on Spotify. You can also subscribe on iTunes. I am also on Instagram at bittergreens1. So if you like quotes and want to drop comments about the episodes, you can meet me there. I look forward to talking with you guys next week. Now go win the day. Don't let the day win you.